Here on SportsLine, we heard from Ryan Tannehill in the first segment about the Titans' big win against the Colts on Sunday. Now we go to head coach Mike Vrabel after his ability to break down the film, look back at what went right, what went wrong, some of the guys who stepped up, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and also get a little bit of a preview as we get set for this all-important week as the Titans go to see the Jets on Sunday. Don't forget, kickoff at noon. You can watch it over on News Channel 5. Titans a little beat up. So some of these answers about guys who've stepped up and the injury status of other guys, important. Here's head coach Mike Vrabel.
Mike, you said Julio was, it sounded like you were saying he was a bit of load management almost. John said when he brought him here, he loved the way that he dug out safeties, and you did throw the ball after you stopped playing him. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Sure, excited. Let's get to the game, and then we'll address that. Excited about the way we finished. We knew that this was going to be a battle. We knew that this was going to be a four-quarter football game. We executed in some critical situations. Defense was great on third down, much better on the red zone, and you can see that those are big factors in helping us win. We got to take care of the football. That's going to cost us. We got to start turning the football over. Our right tackle can't lead our team and cause fumbles. Our special teams started to compete. There were some cool opportunities that Chester, catching the football, guys blocking. Chester averaged, 14 yards a punt return. So that was something that, was huge in the game. We ran the football at times, but then things got to just have to be cleaner. And then, as it relates to your question, about Julio, guys go through games, guys get tight. And, I felt like it was in the best interest of our football team and everybody involved that he be available in an emergency situation at that point in time. There hasn't been, other than one admitted, I would say, lapse in judgment in the first game, which everybody would agree on, myself, the team, Julio. There hasn't been one situation where I was disappointed. He's played physical. He came back, played great last week, played physical yesterday, and that's where we were.
When you say tight, Mike,
guys get tight throughout the game. So we're not physically tight, yeah. So listen, guys, this is going to be the least I talk about injuries. So that's what we do. This is not an issue with his performance. This isn't an issue with anything other than me making a decision and saying, hey man, let's see if we can get through this and survive and win this football game and see if it's a long season.
One more on injuries. Rashad Weavers, it looked like he may be out for a while.
Yes.
Did taking Chester off kickoff returns help him with punt returns, you think?
Probably helped him not get killed, but maybe. He's done a nice job for us. The one that he punted, one that they punted, their gunners went both to the other side, and sometimes when you have these punters that kick these boomerangs, which, we identify as those ones that go across the field, you try to read the gunners. And so both gunners, went in that direction, so he thought the boomerang, and so I don't know if the punter, did something other than what they normally do, but Chet went over there and fair caught that one that would have probably rolled down there inside the 10. I thought that was a great play. Thought it was well schemed and well executed on the first punt. That looked really close on the sidelines. We were going to try to plan on returning that and blocking it up, and Chet had a lot of trust in those guys because, usually those plus 50 punts, guys are down there in your face, and so that was a huge play. And we got some good yardage out of the punt return. We just got to start going with this kickoff return a little bit.
It wasn't the opening kick, but you had a guy running on late on an early special teams play. Seems like that's happening once in a while.
Well, when else did it happen? Preseason?
I'm thinking there was another time in the game.
Well, when you tell me what it is, then I'll answer the question.
Well, what happened with the one yesterday?
Jeremy was probably frustrated that he didn't do a great job on the third down play and came off the field, I'm sure. But that's just a speculation. Proud of Jeremy, the way he came back and protected and stuck his nose up in there, and then, had a great route. Ryan gave him a great ball and, caught a huge touchdown there at the end. So that's a good reminder to all of us that you can start the game a certain way and be frustrated and maybe not do the best that you could, and then come back and late in the game make a huge play, which I was proud of him for.
With the pass rush, maybe from Ola and then maybe Harold, who only maybe had a half sack, but it seemed like he impacted the game with a lot of pressures. Did that stand out to you?
Yeah, it did. I thought Harold played extremely hard. I thought Ola continues to help us. And Harold's impact in the game. He's playing hard and he's trying to get around the quarterback. And I know that, the ball will start to come out. He's going to start, continue to keep reaching, trying to find the football when he gets around the quarterback, and hope that it comes out and the numbers start to reflect, maybe what his effort in his, not his production certainly, but his performance.
I think it was 3 times in the low red zone, but they only got 1 score. What was kind of clicking for you guys in that area when you talk about situational football?
Well, we got, we played well. We did pressure the quarterback on a few of those incidences, and Breon, made a play there in the corner, and we did a decent job there. And unfortunately, they got the one in there with Hines on a kind of little misdirection play. Harold squeezed, and they wrapped one over the edge on a run. So, give them credit. That was a good scheme, and. But we did buckle down, and we played good pass defense when most of those plays down there were passes.
David Long's play elevated itself to the point where you consider him a starter now and have basically 3 interchangeable guys for 2 spots.
He started the last 2 games, I think, so I think that would qualify him as a starter, playing fast, being productive. He flies around. He beats running backs in protection. I think if you watch back, I don't think that. The running back, really picked him up. I thought he beat the backs when he was given the opportunity.
Did you give up 2 4th-down conversions on a drive and still hold them to a field goal there?
Well, a short yardage defense has to be better. It's about, getting lined up. It's about, whipping somebody and about making a play. You got to knock somebody back. You got to throw somebody on the ground. And that's what short yardage is. They don't have that much. It's the same way for us. We got to cover them up, get movement. We had a couple good short yardage runs, but so did they. And so we didn't get any stops there. But we did, again, if you look back, and again, we don't want to talk about last year, but the 3rd down in the red zone were huge things for us. And yesterday, proved pivotal because, again, it ended drives. Less opportunities for Hines and Pittmans and Taylor and, Pascal and obviously everybody else, right? So then when we get down there to the red zone, we're able to force them to kick field goals.
You guys won the game last week. Come from behind fashion. You talked about how that can help the team sort of grow together and win tight games moving forward. Is yesterday kind of the same? It wasn't your best effort, but you find a way to win. Is that important to have that both from a teaching standpoint and from a growth standpoint?
Well, I think there's some, just obviously some resiliency about just being a winner and understanding how to win and playing complementary and when you need a long drive and when you're in 4-minute. I think that the play that goes unnoticed was the play that Ryan had. Cam Batson's out in front, sees that he's going to scramble or going to turn it up. Cam turns and blocks his guy and really allows Ryan to not get hit. And then also, get to the 1st down marker and stay in bounds. So thought that was a huge play. There was some good understanding there of situational football.
You were picking actives and inactives yesterday. Was Josh Reynolds unavailable, or was he a healthy scratch?
He was inactive.
You see some parallels between your playing career and Ola now. He says he's firmly committed to special teams, but the only thing that's changed for him defensively is opportunity.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. I said, get this guy some more snaps. He only goes in there 3 plays and gets a pressure and a sack on 2 of them. So keep playing him. And, unfortunately, I think we had a penalty on another one of his sacks. So he plays hard. He's physical, and, he's done a nice job for us just thus far.
First interception by Ryan. I know it didn't sound like you're obviously too pleased about it yesterday. I wonder if you got a chance to look at it.
Still not as pleased with it.
Did you get a chance to look at it again on tape? And
I'd seen it once. I didn't need to watch it twice.
Were there, like Ryan mentioned, there was like kind of a miscommunication?
There you go.
Okay.
The guy throwing the ball says it was miscommunication. Guess who am I to tell you any differently?
You said you gave him a little bit of grief about not sliding, and what's the line there where you want him to be aggressive, make a play, get as many yards as you can, but also don't take
Get down
a big
and
hit.
save yourself and save the equipment.
How do you get that through to him? And
I don't know. Great competitor, gritty, tough competitor. Just trying to be smart. When you're coming back into the middle of the field, I think that you have to use great judgment. There's guys that are coming for you. There's safeties that are back there, and he's just got to know when the journey's over and be able to get down. But really appreciate his toughness each and every day. What's that, Joe?
On that play, it looked like Nichols and Hudson basically just ran into each other. Right? You're talking about that pick that you asked about?
Right.
So is that obviously the timing sort of? Is that just eat the ball at that point with Ryan?
Just use great judgment. Use great judgment. With the football, everybody's trying to make a play. Have to make it a good one. And again, we have to continue to protect the football, whether we're throwing it, or whether we're carrying it or whether we're catching it. We saw all three of those instances where we threw an interception. We threw what should have been a completed pass that, because of improper technique, bounced off our shoulder pad and it was intercepted. And then, they were able to rake one away from us. So we'll continue to focus on that and add some more time to the ball disruption and ball security period this week.
Which of your guys, if any, are you expecting off IR this week?
I haven't made those decisions yet.
AJ go down with the hamstring, and then he had the drops the previous week. He was on social media just kind of saying, acknowledging that it's been a tough couple weeks. As a coach, like putting those emotional deposits, like how do you coach him through this time period, and help him understand that it will get better?
Well, I have a great relationship with AJ. I feel like that's grown over the time that he's been here. We have some great conversations. We've put a lot of trust in each other as far as, those things that are discussed in those conversations. So we'll obviously keep those between AJ and I, but, I'm confident that, he'll do his best to get back out there and be the player and the person that, that we've come to expect. And, we all go through things throughout the course of a season. It's a long season, and we all deal with a lot. And I'm confident that, everybody, including AJ, will, be able to weather some of those storms.
The way you talked about Julio yesterday left a lot of room for interpretation, and today you said he's tight. Did you intentionally not say that he was tight?
No, I just needed to go. Carter was pitching, and I needed to go watch him pitch. So I told Teresa it would be 7 minutes. She said, texting me, it was 6:55. No, it just we always go down this road with injuries, and again, I can't be more adamant that Julio's performance and what we've asked him to do hasn't been perfect. My coaching hasn't been perfect. Everybody else hasn't been perfect, but he's done what we've asked him to do, and he's played with great effort. So, if I wasn't as clear as maybe I should have been or we would have liked me to be, I'm just trying to tell you that, it wasn't a performance-related thing, and that we'll continue to make sure that we get guys ready for the game and make sure that their health and safety is paramount. And, we'll see who's available this week. We'll see how everybody else feels. We got a long injury report on Monday, and we practice on Wednesday.
What do you say about the offense in general and maybe Ryan specifically, that you were still able to get the job done given the injuries, some of the personnel that was in and out?
Well, I think it's just a great reminder for everybody that's going to practice throughout the week that if they know what to do and they're willing to go play fast and aggressive, they have an opportunity to affect the game, hopefully positively, and get some opportunities to do whatever, whether that's at the offensive line level, whether that's Ola at the outside linebacker level, the receivers that went in there, Torrey Carter, who was playing special teams, playing his first game, whoever that may be, just being ready for your opportunity and making sure that you take advantage of it, and some of those guys will earn more opportunities.
How did LeJuan play yesterday?
How did LeJuan? He was okay. There were some good things and, some plays he'd like to have back, I'm sure.
How do you get the turnovers to flip? I mean, you work on it in practice and obviously try to get your hands on the balls, but how does that generally flip? Or how can you have an impact on that?
How can I have it?
Right, as a staff.
They ain't letting me go out there and try to punch the ball out. They just keep practicing it, keep trying to put them and, look for situations where somebody's making a tackle and a second guy's coming in. Looking for opportunities to break on the football, continue to try to, tip the ball at the line of scrimmage. More hands that we get on it, probably the percentages go up that we're going to be able to intercept it or turn it over and try to keep getting them from the quarterback.
Would have led to Bud playing yesterday. What would have needed to happen to get him out there?
I don't even know how to answer that. A couple more guys would have to go down, I guess.
Unusual to use an active spot on somebody who's very unlikely to play. You'd see a potential advantage to somebody else being active there?
No. We had everything covered and filled with, the bodies that we had, and, that was the decision that I made.